Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hello, good morning. We are live for this weekly Oracle collective reading for today, January 16th to the 22nd. I'm just going to go ahead and do an energetic cleansing of our space. Hi, Lauren. For anyone who is catching the live or the replay, if you so choose to receive. And as I go in and cleanse your space, I'm just going to go ahead and call on all of our guides, master guides, angels, guardian angels, archangels. Hey, Jillian, how are you? All of our highest level guides, our highest selves, to come in and be present with us for this collective reading and align with the highest aspect of who we are, our highest Christ light. And as I continue to cleanse and clear, really anchoring in the highest truth of who we are. May we be present in our bodies. May we be grounded in our bodies to fully receive this message for this collective reading. We have a full moon in Cancer coming up tomorrow. The moon just shifted into Cancer, so emotions are heightened, our senses are heightened. A lot of us have not been sleeping. This is a really potent moon phase that we're entering right now. So we also shifted into Mercury retrograde. So things are really just starting to really feel intense right now. So just keep in mind that things are just really, really starting to feel intense. Yeah. So if you are on Instagram or if you are on Facebook, just say hey. And if you're enjoying my content, please share it. Let your friends know that you're digging on me. Show me some love. And I'm just going to continue to clear this space. And as you're getting grounded into this container, I'm just going to ask you to take a nice deep breath into your body and receive this transmission of the singing bowl as we continue to clear anything that's not aligned with the highest truth of who we are. It's really important that we set our intentions on a daily basis, not just with the new moon or with the new year. Upon awakening, every day we want to wake up and set our intentions that we are aligned with that highest aspect of who we are, with that Christ light energy. So just breathing that in. And maybe on your exhale, you want to take an audible sigh on your exhale. And just releasing all of that out. And the first deck that we're going to pull from, if any of you have watched me on my oracle readings before, I use a few different decks. And this first deck that I'm going to use Many of you know it's like one of my most favorite decks. It's Kyle Gray, the Angels and Ancestors deck. And we're going to ask all of our guides and master guides to work through me as a clear and direct channel for this collective reading. And just take what you need and leave the rest for these cards. What needs to come through for this week? Hey, Brianna, how are you, love? So, like I was saying before, the energies are very intense. So we're just asking the cards for confirmation for what it is we already know in our souls to be true. And the Mother Earth card is coming through. This is a beautiful card. And you can see her that she is, this loving, nurturing, maternal energy with a pregnant belly, Mother Earth. And the message is feel loved and comforted. And what I'm sensing and I'm feeling and what I am intuitively what's coming through right now is that with these energies that we had been previously mentioning, is that with all of the energy that is coming through right now, it's almost like there is so much intensity, so much energetic shifts that are happening. And if you watched my last video from last week, it's almost like there's like this huge shift that wants to push forward. It's like there was we were closing the door on so much stuff, and there's this huge shift that wants to take place. And only you know what that is. Only you know that what we need to close the door on. It's like we're stripping away all these old patterns. We're stripping away all these old emotions. We're letting go of all this stuff. We're letting go of all these things that we're saying no on, right? And and Mother Earth is coming through and saying, and with this card, with this image of her with this pregnant belly, it's like we're giving birth to something. It's a new beginning. We're in this. Imbolc is coming up on 2/2, and it is a massive activation on 2/2/2. It's the bridge between winter and equinox, where it's a massive new beginning, where we're going to be doing this huge activation on stepping into these new beginnings. It's like, so she's saying, like, like a gentle mother nurtures her children, like what needs to be nurtured in your life? What do you need to love about yourself? And, I'm also hearing spirits telling me, like, what are you still beating yourself up about? What are you still like holding on to in the past? Like, what are you self-sabotaging? And the Sun card comes in and says, enjoy the success and happiness. Enjoy all of the good things that are coming, because it's coming. The good things are coming, but we have to like let go of all that stuff that we're still holding on to and sabotaging about ourselves, right? And so we have to trust in the higher forces. The Shaman card comes in, and if you're anything like me, and if you follow me, there's a part of you that is very much connected to the divine, but maybe there's a part of you that doesn't trust that side of yourself that is very intuitive and very connected and is an oracle and is a seer and is a priestess. But you got to trust in yourself to enjoy all of that success and all of that happiness that is coming your way, because this is the year. This is the year of all the success and all the hard work that you have paved in the last few years, where you have been praying to God, and you have been praying to the unseen forces, and you've been praying to the highest truth of who you are. Like, God, like, this is the vision that I have for myself. This is the vision that I am craving and that I want, and it's coming. It is coming. So you gotta trust in the higher forces. You gotta believe so hard that this is what's coming for you. And every time that thought comes in that tries to get you down and tries to sabotage you, and you have been, like thinking about the old things, thinking about the old relationships. That's not who you are. That was just a pattern in the past, and you gotta say, you gotta rebuke that shit. Like my mom says, that's the devil. That's the devil trying to get you down, and you gotta say, like, not today, God. Not, I don't have time for that shit. This is the vision that I have, and right here behind my computer, I have 2022. My financial goals, my emotional goals, my romantic goals, my spiritual goals, every single thing, I have it mapped out. And I look at it every day and I say it out loud. This is where I'm going. This is where I see myself. And if that's what it takes, then that's what you got to do. This is where I see myself financially. This is where I see myself emotionally. This is where I see myself spiritually. And if one of those thoughts creep in about like, oh, I really like that guy I was dating, no, it didn't work out for a reason. God is redirecting us. Because God knows where we are headed. Because he is always blessing us for something better. And you got to believe that. You got to believe that. And stay focused. Stay focused. It's just confirmation. That's all it is. This is just confirmation. You see that path leading to the future with the bright horizon? You got to put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Every day it's baby steps. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the fire fairy comes in. I love these cards. The fire fairy comes in. And this is all about creative action and optimism. Every day we take a little bit of creative action. And that's what fire is all about. We cultivate that passion. And what is your passion? What gets you excited? What makes you feel like a little kid? What brings you joy? What makes you feel so excited that like you can't wait to get up in the morning? You know what I mean? And I just put on some music this morning and I danced and I looked at myself and because I love performing. I love being on stage. I love being in front of the camera. And, I'm not in a dance tribe right now, but I'm creating one. And for now, while I'm by myself, I put on the camera and I dance for the camera. Because just looking at myself, that is invoking the goddess within me. And doing these readings and helping someone and being of service, that gets me so excited. So every day we got to do something that gets us excited. It gets us feeling like we are living in the highest truth of who we are, right? So that is making us feel so excited about why we're on this planet. And again, the Eagle card comes in. This card came up last week too. Right? And this is about living in integrity and living like we're connected to the higher realms, because the eagle is like, this is a powerful medicine card. It's like the eagle sees things from a higher perspective and is connected to the other realms, right? And when we are connected to, when we are taking action and living in that place of being optimistic and doing things from our higher purpose, and we stay focused and we know that we are living in our truth and living from that place of like joy and childlike, and we're trusting in that, in the higher realms, we are connected to unseen forces. We're connected to things that we don't see here. When we outsource our power, when we outsource our when we outsource like our own power to things that, like, to our partner or to our job, and we rely on things that aren't from our own individual strength, then that's when we lose our sovereignty. When we trust in the divine and we trust in the signs and the messages, that's when we know that everything is coming to us. And every day when we stay focused, every single day we put one foot in front of the other, believing in ourselves and taking that action from the signs and from the messages, every single thing is coming to us. Our success and our happiness is coming from within, because we are the divine. We are the embodiment of the divine. So I'm going to pull a few cards from the Starseed Oracle. This is from Rebecca Campbell. And we'll just see who wants to come through here. And this is the Void card. And I feel like this is a really potent card for where we are right now. It says embrace the winner into the cosmic womb, especially where we are right now with this full moon coming up. It's all about just being within and like allowing ourselves to just stay centered and stay grounded. And sometimes, you know, in order for us to like trust in these higher forces and allowing ourselves to feel loved and feel nurtured and know the next steps to take, know the creative action to take, we need to just allow ourselves to go within, to allow ourselves to embrace the darkness. And, you know, we've been so conditioned throughout history to, you know, go, do, you know, we got to prepare for the holidays. We got to buy all these things. We got to consume, social media, you know. But what if we just allowed time for ourselves? We allowed time to just be centered and be inside of our own unique essence. What do I need to fill my own cup up so then everybody else can experience who I am on a soul level, right? And that's what the Void card is all about. The Void card is telling us for this collective reading for this week is, in order for everybody else around me, in order for me to create a ripple effect into the world, in order for me to create an impact out into the world, because that's like, you know, the great human mystery and all of, you know, human existence is like, you know, what do I really want? I want to be happy, right? I want to feel peace. Like, what's my soul's purpose? Well, that can't ever really happen until I know myself, until I take time to break down all the conditioning and the programming and dismantle all the fucking beliefs I've ever been told in my life and really get to know who I am on a soul level, right? Everything I've ever been taught and everything I've ever been conditioned to believe has been trickled down through generation after generation after generation, right? So how can I dismantle all that stuff if I don't just take some time to go within my own darkness? And maybe that's uncomfortable, right? Maybe that doesn't really feel good. But if I don't trust in who I am, if I don't trust in the higher forces, I won't ever really feel good inside. So there's going to take some dismantling. There's going to take some uncomfortability, and that's okay. Um, and the Star Brothers and Sisters card comes through. And this is all about protection and loyalty and safety and trust. Again, here's that word, trust. If I don't trust first myself to know what it is that I need or what we need on a deep soul level, and honoring the unseen forces, honoring the divine, honoring my guides, honoring my, and angelic realm, my guides, my, my master guides, the forces, the unseen forces who are guiding me in the direction of forward movement, then I won't ever reap the benefits of success and happiness. So, that is, some really potent stuff. This is all about like tuning in and understanding that there is trust and safety in the unknown. There is trust and safety in where we're moving forward. And this is the double mission card. And this is all about like, we are light workers. We are here to serve the world just by being you. And sometimes, we question like, well, what is my mission? What is my purpose? Why am I here? And sometimes it's just about opening the door for someone. Sometimes it's about just like letting the car go in front of you. We forget sometimes that like all the work that we've done on ourselves and clearing out the generational trauma and the ancestral trauma and like healing our abandonment wounds and and healing our inner child and all that stuff, like it doesn't have to mean that like we have like this great profound purpose in the world. It just means that like we are here to be a good human, right? So remember that like you showing up in those small ways, by being kind, by showing up bit by bit, by being you, is serving. So it's pretty beautiful that like how you want to heal and you want to like heal your heart is still creating ripple effects out into the world. So I want to pull a card from the Divine Feminine to seal up the energy like I always do with one of these beautiful cards from Megan Watterson. And last week I had stumbled on the book that she wrote. It's Mary Magdalene Revealed. And this is a beautiful deck of goddesses. If anybody hasn't bought these cards, I love these cards so much. So, and if you're just catching the replay, make sure you go back to the beginning because I do a little bit of clearing and play the singing bowl so you can catch that. And this is Ariadna, mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. And this kind of goes back to like what I was saying previously about the void card. Like we can't reap the benefits of success and happiness, like true success and happiness, unless we are really diving down deep into the depths of our soul. I mean, maybe we can, but it'll be surface, you know, it'll be surface level happiness. But if you're on a, you know, a mission to like serve in this world and really, you know, impact humanity on a in a deep way, then we have to like go within. We have to like take that time to like really honor what the soul is calling us to do. And I was talking to like one of my sisters, and you know, we were discussing how like, you know, the feminine is like really being called to like slow down right now. She's really being asked to like honor her body and what she needs, and that's really all about like being slow right now. A lot of us are like having, you know, body stuff, like she fell and hurt her foot. I had a massive um surgery a few months ago where a huge tumor was removed from my right adrenal gland. And I can only attest that that was from years of being in my unbalanced masculine. I was constantly on the go, do, you know, conditioned to just be hyper focused of like, gotta make the money, gotta pay the bills, gotta do this, gotta do that. And, you know, I was not allowing myself to just be slow and receive. And you know, I had a lot of anger towards men. And, you know, I was not making time for myself and be slow. And it impacted my body in a way where I just finally got so zapped and burnt out that I created this massive tumor. And my body was just like, I got nothing left, you know? So it's interesting what's happening. And so saying like all these things are like the universe's way of saying like, girl, it's time to slow down. And so you know, it's really a calling for us to reset, recalibrate and receive. So if you took nothing else out of that message today, then let it be that. So um I love you, and I would love to hear anything that you have to say in the comments. And my full moon ceremony, my women's full moon ceremony, is on Tuesday night. It's $22 energy exchange. If you're interested in joining, I would love to have you. And I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you all soon.